So it is time to start planting out the seedlings that I sowed about 6 weeks ago, pretty much brassicas like cauliflower, kohlrabi, broccoli, and cabbage. So we're gonna be doing that. We're also gonna be planting some seeds of peas, and we're gonna be doing a kind of creative and fun sowing of lettuce. So that's all coming up, stick around. All right, so I'm gonna pop some of these cabbage and kohlrabi into the ground about a foot or two apart, maybe a foot and a half. And they're kind of small and they definitely need to be thinned. But as you can see, the roots are already coming out the bottom. So I'm really loving these little grow bags, sacks, whatever you call them, seedling bags, because the plant, I'm going to put it right here in the ground. It's not even going to know it's been moved, except for these roots will now be able to take up more nutrients from the raised bed. So I've found these to be incredible. I'm going to link them down below if you guys want to try them out yourself. So I think I'm going to put a cabbage on either end and a kohlrabi in the middle, and I'm going to do that on all 3 of these raised beds. Now, if you have a drip system, I'm putting the dripper hole right over that grow bag. So next, we're going to be planting the cauliflower and the broccoli into this raised bed. When I sowed these seeds in a video about 6 weeks ago, and I'll link that up above and down below, I mentioned that there was a company that approached me about promoting one of their products. And I also told you that it's exciting to be approached, but I have been approached by a couple of other companies in the last few months, and none of the products really seem like something that would work, period, or I would even be able to promote, because I really didn't have the ability to use them in my particular type of growing. This one, however, did interest me. This is what the benefits of this ingredient that I'm not going to mention now. I'm going to do a test, and we're going to do this test so you can watch me do it, and then if it works, then I'll be able to promote it and feel good about it. This is what the company says that this product will do. It strengthens cell walls and improves uptake of important microbes, nutrients, and water. Sounds good. Protects plants against fungal diseases and stress. Definitely sounds good. Creates a matrix for nutrients at the plant root. Promotes broader leaves to improve photosynthesis and strengthens the stalks. It's a natural product, so it's exciting. You know, when these things come out and it's something that's new, it's fun to try, but I don't want everybody out there following me to run out and buy something that may or may not work. Let's be realistic. How many of us have tried products and couldn't really tell anything? So here's what I'm going to do. This bed gets the same amount of sun, gets the same amount of water. Everything is the same all across this entire bed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grow some broccoli and some cauliflower on both sides of this bed. Now, on one side of this bed, I'm going to amend the soil. First of all, it's all been amended with compost. In fact, I did a video on preparing your garden for winter, a week or so ago. I'll link that up here as well. But I'm going to apply this product to 1/2 of this bed. Now, the product is a water-soluble powder, and it kind of looks like plaster of Paris, or I don't know. It's very, very fine. You would expect it to be soft, but it's kind of gritty, like baking soda or something. And so you actually mix a very small amount. It's a 1/4 teaspoon per gallon of water. So this right here, this watering can is 2 gallons. So I'm going to put a 1/2 teaspoon in there. And I'm going to completely saturate the soil on the right side of this bed. So I'm going to plant a row of cauliflower in the back, about maybe 3 along the back, and then I'm going to put about 3 broccoli along the front on this half of this bed. And I'm gonna worry about thinning these out later. Actually, I'm gonna plant 4. Now, of course, I forgot my labels, so I'm gonna have to come back and label these after I watch the video so I remember what these are. But let's get going with the broccoli now. All right, so this section is going to have the same broccoli and cauliflower, but there's been no product added to the left side of this bed. All right, let's go plant some peas. All right, so before we sow the lettuce, I'm gonna pop some pea seeds in at the base of these canes that were already here from the summer vegetables, the cucumbers. And so just gonna have the peas climb these. Now, one thing, this is where a couple weeks ago I sowed my cover crops, my clover. I did a video for that. And I'm gonna go ahead and sow the peas right here amongst the clover. The peas are gonna grow a lot faster and outgrow them. And so they're gonna grow up the poles while the clover will just cover the soil around the peas. So I'm using the pea called Lincoln. It's actually one of my favorite peas. It's the sweetest in my opinion, and it's got the best crunch with the least amount of fiber. The fiber in a bad way, where you just keep chewing for 20 years. So I'm just gonna put 2 seeds at the bottom of each of these canes, and then we'll go plant our lettuce. I'm not gonna go into a bunch of detail about planting the peas because I did a video actually a year ago going through the entire process, which I thought was actually a really good video. It was fun, it was informative, if I do say so myself. But I didn't have a lot of subscribers back then, a year ago, so hardly anybody watched it. So I'm gonna put a link up here, definitely watch it. It's the best way to plant and grow peas. The only thing that's changed is the trellis that I'm growing them on, and really, you can trellis your peas on just about anything. Now, if you've watched my videos for any length of time, you might have caught on that I like to get a little creative back here. And so we're gonna try a little creativity and fun with the lettuce. Lettuce is a great bedding plant, an edible bedding plant, and you can make all kinds of fun patterns out of your lettuce planting. Now, I've never done this before, so I'm not gonna get crazy with all kinds of geometric, interwoven designs, maybe next year. But this year, I'm just going to have a pattern of red and green romaine, and it's important when you are choosing your lettuces to choose ones that are the same size, that grow the same height, because then you'll have a uniform pattern. Unless you're looking for something else, then think about that. But I'm gonna grow a red and a green romaine, and I'm gonna do them in diagonal rows straight across, or diagonally across the center of this bed. Now, to make the rows straight, or if you're doing curves, you can use string. If you're making straight rows, you want to use some kind of cane or some kind of stick. So I'm going to go ahead and lay out the pattern that I want, and then I'll be right back. Okay, I've got my pattern laid out, and it's time to plant the seeds. So what you're going to do is just make a slight little indent trench right next to each one of the sticks. And like I said, I'm going to be planting red and green romaine. So one is red romaine lettuce, the other is Paris Island Cos, which is the green one. These are from the Cali Kim lettuce seed collection. I'll link that down below as well. And then all we're going to do is just remembering which row is which. I'm going to go through and just kind of take a pinch of seed, and I'll start at one end and do every other one with the green. We can worry about thinning later. Once you have all the seeds sown, you can take up the canes and we're going to just take some compost and just lightly, really lightly cover the seeds up. They barely need to be covered at all. Now, watering these and the way you water these is actually more important than ever, because you don't want to wash the seeds right or left or any which way, because it's going to mess up your pattern. So one way you can do it is by putting a piece of fabric down over the bed and spraying it, which is probably what I'm going to do because I don't have a mist attachment on my hose. If you have a mist attachment on your hose, just do that. But if not, you can lay a piece of fabric down and you can even keep that laid there until the plants start to come up. But once you spray over that, it's just going to wet the fabric and go right through and just seep into the soil. So you don't have to worry about messing those seeds up or messing up your design. Now remember to take the cover off once the plants start to pop through the ground, and within just a week you're going to start seeing your pattern emerge from the soil. So it's going to be a lot of fun. And then just a few weeks after that, you'll be harvesting from your edible piece of art. Now, if you have done this before, or if you're going to do it now, you're going to have the results in just a few weeks. Definitely, I want to see kind of what you've done and what you're planning to do. If you are on Instagram, tag me in a picture of what you're doing with your edible piece of art with lettuce or any kind of bedding plant, but that would be fun to see. So just tag me, my Instagram address, California Garden TV, and I look forward to seeing all of those, and I'll be posting mine as well. I will also be keeping you up to date on the product that we're testing out over there with the cauliflower and the broccoli, and so definitely make sure that you're subscribed, following me on Instagram. I'll update in both places, and I hope you had as much fun as I did. I will see you next time.